everybody? It's your boy Chris Crowley with From Fatty to Natty Bodybuilder, founder of Desire for Iron Fitness, where determination meets action. Be sure to use Desire 10 at checkout to get 10% off all the services I provide. It would be an honor to be a part of your fitness journey. Today, I have a special guest, a man who holds a very dear place in my heart. As you can see, he's in the background there on the wall of fame for this channel, Mr. William Reddick of United States Bodybuilding Federation and Natural Muscle Association. William, thank you so much for coming on board today, brother.
Hey, man, glad for you to have finally.
Yes. This interview is long overdue. I do apologize about that. That has been scheduling being what it is. But folks, for those of you who don't know, let me go back to 2019. I'll have a picture in the video here in a second. First competition I ever did. I was that person that just paid the entry fee and didn't do much else to get up there on stage. It was actually quite one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. But I did it anyway because I had spent the money and I figured, let me see what this whole amateur bodybuilding is about. I really thought since it was amateur, not everybody was going to be in tip-top shape. Well, yeah, not everybody wasn't in tip-top shape. Me, I wasn't in tip-top shape. Everyone else looked phenomenal. And after that show was over with and the embarrassment subsided, I had emailed William saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry I disgraced your stage like that looking the way I did, but you know what, I've gotten bitten by the bug now and there ain't no stopping me. And even though I'm so late in my life, you're going to see a whole different Chris Crowley come next year. William replies back talking about how, I motivated the heck out of him, even though, we both admitted I wasn't in the best condition in the world, but I got up there and did it. And this sport takes a lot more balls than you think just to get up on stage, condition or not. All that said, though, without meeting William, without having someone believing in me, I wouldn't have believed in myself. You know what? I can't thank you enough for that, William. You've definitely been probably the biggest part of my journey, and God bless you for that.
No problem, Chris. I'll tell you what, man. It's all about the grind. Like when I seen you on the stage, and people heckling backstage, I stopped that right then and there because I'll tell you what, it takes more balls than anybody in that audience that hasn't done it before to get on that stage, and you did it, and you showed the world that over the last 2 years what you're capable of. I mean, you took it from that to winning this overall, the Ring of Fire. Right. I mean, that's awesome, really. Yeah. I mean, you're just getting started, brother. I'm telling you, a lot of championships to win.
This journey is far from over. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in natural bodybuilding as a competitor and then later as a promoter and everything else.
Well, my first, it's funny because it's a story. My first show, kind of bodybuilding show I've been to, St. Martha's Cooper on stage at the used to be Mr. Canton. And that was a NABA show in the BBA, something like that. And when I seen him on stage, dude, you know what? I wanted that. Art helped me diet and everything like that. And, my very first show was the Cardinal Classic. And, at that show, I was ready. I made it to the overall stage. I didn't win, but I made it to the overall stage my very first show. Since then, I competed in many shows in Reno, Nevada, all the way Florida to New York City, all through Ohio. I did a few NPC shows just to get my feet wet. I didn't know much about it at that time, and I just wanted to compete. So I guess maybe 2014. I did a natural muscle show and overall that show, and I went on first pro card, and that's when Jerry got with me and. Jerry Marcella and asked me about being a promoter, So after I got into promoting, man, it's just, I still got the passion to get on stage, but running the shows is a different energy. Seeing all the competitors their first time, and then they come back and then they do better like you, Chris. It's just an awesome experience. 100% natural bodybuilders. We always get the ones that try to sneak in there, but we test, so that don't really work. Right. You know how that goes. Yeah. But I'm telling you, it's just been it's more of an empowerment, like just an electrifying feeling running the events and seeing all the athletes have a good time. And, you know, that's what I do it for, to be honest with you.
Nice. Yeah, you mentioned the people that sneak in and, you know, and sometimes it's so obvious. The guy will show up looking practically just a couple steps below Dorian Yates talking about I'm natural. And you're like, you know, you're only cheating yourself. You know, nobody's going to judge you for not being a natural competitor because, and this is a sport that the big money is in the enhanced athlete. So it's like, you're only lying to yourself because, you know, here you are you're getting a $20 sword or something like that, maybe $30-$40 sword, and you're risking your life and lying for nothing. You know,
it's crazy. I mean, if you're gonna be a coward like that, you know, I mean, don't cheat a natural athlete. Go on to the NPC. I mean, just go on out there. You know, I see so many people, you know, not a lot, but the people that try to sneak through. I mean, if you're basically a coward, just go on, you know, go on that route. Don't try to get into a natural show if you're not 100% natural. You know, let an athlete that really worked hard for it and done the diet. And, you know, I mean, they may use little bitty supplements here and there, but they're on our okay list. You know, I mean, but just give an athlete their opportunity. I hate to see them rob that from people. You know?
Yeah,
really, we're dead set about the testing. We got a state-of-the-art test facility now. I'm telling you, it's definitely 100%, and you know, I'm on board with it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't care if people want to use or not. Just stay in the lane where that's okay. Don't take it away from those of us who aren't doing it. And if I've said it before, if I'm gonna be one of these people that has my nose up in the air because somebody's using steroids, then I myself shouldn't use anything that's harmful for me, like my daily shots of Jameson. You know, I mean, I can't judge people for something if I myself am going to do something that's not exactly good for me. You know what I mean? Well, that does lead me to another question, because you started bodybuilding at a pretty young age, right?
I started training, believe me, at a later age. I mean, I didn't really start 100% in the bodybuilding until my 40s. You know, it was late 30s. It was late 30s. Okay. Because I'll be 49 this year. So I think I started around, I'd say around 32, 33. That's when I really started. And since then, I mean, I've accomplished just so much as a person, an individual person, you know, coming from the ranks of being an amateur to being a pro to being, you know, a promoter, now to being like kind of a top promoter. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit more, but I'm in the reins now of switching organizations. Okay. Sure. And there's a lot of natural organizations that's after me, you know, want me really to join forces with them. They see what I do. They see, I mean, just this last Saturday, it was so many competitors coming up to me like, dude, man, I really love you guys' show, you know. And even as though this was Yolanda's show, I didn't want to take the spotlight from her, but, you know, people, they know that we work together, you know, and the themes of the shows, like the Rain of Fire and, you know, like the Mr. Cleveland being Halloween, you know, themed, and just like the Kings and Queens with the crowns and stuff, you know, the Cardinal, we're coming up with a theme for that now, you know, which we're going to do, which we'll get into that. We're going to do the belt so you guys can see, you can see it.
That's awesome.
Got a little glaze on there. It says the Cardinal Classic competition. You know, we're gonna do like full-size belts for men and women, and it's just gonna be huge. I mean, I just want to just set a new level for as natural shows in Ohio, man, where people are gonna travel from all over. I mean, we got the whole reach of the Midwest. You know, I mean, I've had competitors come far as Florida. You know, it's just. I just love that we got people not just from Ohio, just from all over, you know. Right. Which we get into in a second. I'm gonna have the return of the Rain of Fire next year.
Yeah, I heard you were talking about that at the Saturday's show. It was like, okay, cool.
Unfortunately, you know, it'll be with my new organization. You know, Mr. Cleveland will go back to Jerry because that's his show. You know, and I just be honest with you. I send that back to him, you know, after the event, after we close everything out for the year, and I'll make a choice on where I'm going to go next year. You know, that will be announced at the Cleveland show. And like I said, the banner and stuff I would ship back to Jerry, you know, in good faith. You know, me and him have a discussion about everything. You know, I mean, I just think it's time for me to try something new. You know,
Sure.
I mean, I got love for natural muscle, no doubt about it. I love all the competitors. You know, Jerry's been awesome. His family's awesome. You know, and I just, you know, I wish them well on their journey. But now it's time for just a new chapter in, you know, a big wheel or just what I'm doing in general.
Right.
You know, I can't take all the credit because I got Yolanda now. She's
Yep.
basically a successful promoter.
Yeah.
You know, it's been an awesome show. And I just tell you, you know, I stepped out for a minute during the show because I had to run to get we were short a few awards. And you know, she just enlightened the crowd when she took the crown out there and ran it through the crowd, you know, and asked people who won. I mean, it was really, from what she said, it was really electrifying for her to do that to the audience.
But, no, that the show was really good. I really enjoyed it. I competed. I didn't really. I should have prepped a little bit harder this go around, but I'm glad, folks. Sometimes bodybuilding, it's you get cyclical, and there's sometimes that you're just not as pumped as you should have been, and sometimes you need that little warm up to get your mind right. And man, I'm glad I did it because my mind is back to where it needs to be. And I'm putting it out there right now to the whole world. Mr. Cleveland, y'all going to see a Chris Crowley that never existed before. I mean, I'm going to have striations on top of striations this next go around.
Yeah, I know you're going to bring Chris.
Better believe that.
You bring the package when you won that Pearl card. You know, just bring it in just a little bit more tighter so you have no doubts. Exactly. And I guarantee you, buddy, you're gonna reign over everybody there. You're gonna get it.
And that's something about you know, the amateur. Well, not just necessarily in the natural bodybuilding world. You know, size is important, but since we know you can't put on the kind of size that you could with the PEDs, your conditioning has to be even that much tighter because that's what those judges are looking for. You know what I mean? Have you noticed? So, okay, you did the NPC show, and most NPC shows, you know, they have the enhanced athletes, which, you know, it is what it is. That's part of the business there. You kind of notice a different atmosphere between the different organizations when you competed, like with the natural and the enhanced type of athletes.
I definitely noticed a difference. For one thing, just your time on stage. To me, they rush you. You know, you get at our show, you get 60 to 90 seconds. You know, I don't really even judge. You know, if you want to get up there and you want to come down in the audience and you want to do whatever you want to do, have fun with it. You know, I want you to use the whole stage. It's there for you. When it's your time to go on stage, use it and get your time on stage. We're not rushing you. In the NPC, they rush you quarter turn, kick to the back. If you miss anything, oh well. It's just how it is. You know, they'll move you guys around, and the politics can come to play in it where, you know, so-and-so's judging on the judging panel. He trained the guy in the show. I mean, that stuff don't fly in my show. If I find out any of the judges, they got somebody in the show, they won't score that class. They just won't score that class. If they got more than 3 people in the show, they won't judge at all. You know, it's just how it is. I'm not going to play the politic game where so-so knows the judge is not. We're not going to do that. We're going to give every athlete a fair opportunity. You know, that's just how it is. That's the way that I've watched it, and that's the difference between like the natural shows and then you get the NPC shows. I mean, we're not going to play that game. We're just not. You know,
I noticed. It seems like with the bigger market shows, of course, there's much more competition. But what I've really enjoyed about doing Natural Muscle Association and USBF shows is the camaraderie amongst the athletes. I mean, Don Manarino, I mean, that guy's like a father figure to me, a brother to me. You know, we go to the shows with each other, and let's say he wins this show and then I win the next show. Instead of any sort of animosity between each other, we're just happy that we saw each other and competed. You know, and it just seems like we want each other to succeed, even if that means we might lose. That's the one thing I love about the smaller, the natural shows is that it's just more about love. I mean, we're there to compete, of course.
You know, like backstage, you know, you got competitors that never competed before. You guys are back there giving them knowledge. Like, you know, they might be nervous. You guys calm them down. Like, hey, you know, do this, get ready, pump up, you know, and you guys are back there having a good time. You're meeting people. It's not like standoffish like you do an NPC show and everybody's just covered up and not talking to each other. You guys are there. You're socializing with the people. You're meeting people. You guys are exchanging information. You know, you're taking pictures with each other. It's just awesome. You know, it just the the atmosphere backstage, not even just the show running. It's what you guys doing backstage, getting prepped and getting ready to go on. It's just you guys, you know what I mean? You got guys that's like nervous, maybe their first show, and you're like, you guys kind of talking to them. It's just awesome. That's one thing about Don and you, Chris, and so many other. Marcus wasn't able to be there. Marcus is an excellent person for backstage too, because he's helping you guys out.
Oh, yeah.
It's just great, But the difference. If you've done an NPC show, you know what I'm talking about. You see the guys that they don't talk to you, they're just quiet, they're sitting in the back corner. And I don't care if your condition's 100%, you're ready to wipe everybody off the stage. I mean, still socialize a little bit.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to be that cocky. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be that cocky. Have a good time.
Yeah.
I usually try to stock the backstage with everything you guys need from nanas, if somebody's getting a cramp, water, candy, stuff when you pump up. I mean, I try to have all kinds of stuff back there for you guys, so you have everything you need. And if it's not something that's back there, I'm quite sure we got it in the house. Because, with me being a professional bodybuilder, I know things that you need back there, and I know what it takes. Maybe some salt packets if somebody's getting a cramp, whatever. I used to even carry like pickles. Because that's one thing about it. If you got pickles, pickle juice, and the vinegar will neutralize the cramp,
I just learned something new today. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know about that. Yeah, I tell you what, I know a couple of times we've also had, say, some Jack Frost donuts out of the Cleveland. And some
I didn't do it this time because we were pushing for time, And I always do that for you guys. Do like the Jack Frost or the cupcakes from the fancy place. I didn't do it this time. I guarantee you. Well, Cleveland's gonna be a whole different thing. I got a theme going on for Cleveland, and my friends from Natty Revolution, they're coming back up again. And I tell you what, we're gonna have a hell of a show.
That's gonna be awesome.
Anything and natural muscle out of here with a hell of a bang, like I said. And like I said, once again, no ill will towards Jerry. I really want them to be successful.
Sure.
I just feel like I've outgrown it, and it's time for growth for me. I need an organization that's really going to catapult me in another way. I mean, I've always dreamed of having a 100+ competitor show. And me, Chris, I won't treat anybody any different. I don't care if it's 30 or 10 to 30 or 100, I'm still going to treat you guys like an athlete and a friend.
Right.
Now, you guys can stop me in the hallway, ask me questions, whatever you need.
Yeah. Well, that's going to lead me to another question. I noticed this in the Natty bodybuilding space. There's just so many different organizations. It's almost impossible to get like these big shows, with the exception like maybe INBA, where of course that's one of the better known organization, or one of the bigger organizations. And it's like it would be beautiful if there was a way. I mean, we had Generation Iron did Natty for Life, with Generation Iron 4, something to get natural bodybuilding more into the mainstream, to where people do realize that, okay, yeah, you're not going to be, all right, I'm 5'9", and when I'm in tip-top shape, I'm lucky to be 155 pounds, which doesn't sound like what a bodybuilder would be on a 5'9" frame, but in the Natty world, that's great, right?
Yeah.
So one of those things, what do you think would be the first step for more of these organizations to maybe come together and get this out more?
I think the first step is bridging, having a bridge between the different organizations. And, that's this kind of thing I kind of bummed, not to reiterate on Jerry, but he didn't really want to work with, the other organizations. That's the first step. The USBF works good with Natty Revolution. They work good with all these other organizations. OCB is a little different. They try to be locked down to see they want where their athletes can't compete in no other organizations. That's a bad thing. It should be a bridge. And the only way that we're going to get through and over the NPC machine is to unite everybody together. I'm like, everybody's together, boom. I mean, we got it. And I know I got the ability and the reach now, with how we treat people and how we run our events to have a 100 competitor show. It's coming.
Right.
You know, it's just right now I'm just kind of just planting the seeds.
Yep.
You know, I have shows that classes are full, and like I said, everybody is gonna walk out of that show with their head held high, like, yeah, I did good. You know, even if they didn't win their class or whatever, they're gonna feel like, yeah, I'm coming back and I'm gonna win the class. Just like you, Chris. I mean, you're gonna see it. I want you guys to have competitors from all over the globe, man. Just people just coming in from different places and competing against people that they never knew, they never seen, areas that someplace they never been, you know, and just having a fellowship with other people and just having a good time.
Right.
And that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, my experience with when I did the NPC show in last year, it was a very positive experience. And I'm going to do it again because I have something to prove to myself and to the bodybuilding world that, you know, I can do it. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that maybe these natty organizations, like you said, the bridge, you know, if we all start working together, maybe we could be a big enough organization that, okay, you know, you got like, say back in the day when you had WCW and WWE, you know what I mean? They were two different organizations, but they were big. Perhaps, you know, NPC is going to have the athletes that are doing the Mr. Olympia, and, you know, you got the big mass monsters and everything else. And then you got the natty groups doing their thing and just showing that, hey, folks, there's two avenues you can do, and you choose you and do you and still have a great time with this sport and enjoy all the benefits of it. You know, that's just,
I'm telling you, it's huge, man. I mean, what we got here in the natural organizations, just, I mean, not just Ohio, I mean, just all the surrounding states. You know, we have an abundance of just pure natural athletes. I mean, if people don't see like these big NPC monsters dying off, I mean, what is it not? Is it hidden? I mean, just see, like, who's the last one? Was it Flextron? The last one, I mean, year after year after year, we lose two or three of them. I mean, mainstream names. I mean, look at Dallas McCarver. The dude wasn't even, 23?
Yeah.
And gone. And, you know, it's no secret from what he died from. Right. I mean, but if you really want to put your life in jeopardy and anything like that, you go ahead. I can't tell you stop. I can't tell you, you know, the guy you got in the magazine, you know, you want to be like that guy. If that's your goal, that's your goal. I mean, I can't talk you out of it, but why don't you take your life, just take your life in your hands, like, hey, man, this is my life. You know, I'm not doing anything to jeopardize that, you know?
Right.
Look, it's all about health.
Exactly. I can't lie. I mean, the allure has been there when I go to the gym, even though I'm the only pro bodybuilder in the room. I'm the natty guy. So everyone else that's, you know, running gear just so they can fill out their shirt better, they're huge. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the allure is there, but at the same time, I've had enough health problems through my life that adding on a new one, because I decided instead of being fat and having health problems, now I'm going to be bulky but having health problems because I'm doing shit to my body I shouldn't be doing. It's just, you know, folks, like Will says, you're going to do what you're going to do and we can't talk you out of it. But, you know, the whole idea, at least for me, when I started this journey, wasn't just to look good with my shirt off. It was to be healthy and, you know, whatever remaining years I have in my life, whatever God has planned for me, I want them to all be as quality days as possible. And that's just what I think natural bodybuilding and proper diet do for you, you know. So my dog's barking at something, I'm not sure what, but I'll figure that out later. So, well, we know what the future's holding for you with promotions and stuff. Are you considering getting back up on stage?
You know, I got one more that I say under my belt. I really want to do one more event, you know, myself, just to show like all the competitors and everybody that, you know, who I am, you know. So I tell you what, I kind of look forward to this year, but with dealing with, you know, I got an issue on my elbow. I can't lift over, like, I can't even bench over 225. I mean, usually my bench was anywhere 400, you know, push it fives, squat was crazy, but it's just little things that's bothering my knee. So I'm just really going to work through the pain and figure out what's going on. Maybe I'm setting my goals for 2023, maybe the fall. You know, it gives me plenty enough time to come down, you know, not hard where I got the loose skin, but I want to do one more. I really do. You know, just to show the world, look, who Big Will is.
Got one more in the tank, right?
One more to take. I'm just going to do one more, you know, just to do it, put it all out there. Yeah. And then what I do, I won't tell nobody which one. I'll just show up, and surprise. I mean, hell, you might have no Chris. You might be backstage pumping up, and you're not even paying attention to what I'm doing. You know, I jump on stage, brother.
That would be, you know, it's amazing. The people in my life that, you know, helped me, put me in this journey. It would be an honor to be up on stage with them, like yourself, Dave Bowers with the NPC, who I met in Detroit. That was like the catalyst for this whole bodybuilding thing. You know, those are like those bucket list things. It's like, I got to get up on stage with these folks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that happens, I mean, you're going to be facing up against the Cleveland Oak. So just hand me the trophy now, but you know, else we'll still get it done. You know what I mean? So
you know how amazing that would be, that literally to be on stage with like you know, Donnie Richter, you know, Don, you know, all the top name, maybe the new recruit Jay Deals. Jay's a cool dude, man. I don't know if you really got a chance to meet him backstage and talk to him, but he's a joker.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but you know, he overall does show.
Oh yeah, he did great. Yeah, I'd love to have him on the channel. He's got an overcomer story that I think the world should hear. You know, like I don't want to divulge it right now because it's his story to tell, but listening to his story over there, I was like, wow, you know, it's amazing what proper diet and exercise can do to help prepare people that have had some, you know, rough goes at it. You know what I'm saying? One of the guys, I don't remember his name, but the guy was in a car accident that almost would have left anyone else debilitated. And next, you know, the guy's up there looking phenomenal. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I think he won third place in the overall on Saturday.
Okay.
I just can't remember his name to save my life. Really good dude. It was his first competition. Looked great. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in the future as well. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Well, Mr. Will, I want to thank you so much for coming on board today. This was a lot of fun. Again, you know, it's people like you that make this sport what it is, make it beautiful, make it great, and make it where people want to do really good. So I look forward to the future with you. I look forward to seeing you get up on stage.
Your people out there. So hey,
yes,
the 24th, the Cardinal Classic.
Yeah.
And then one more. You can't. This one here, you know what that one is, right?
Yes, Mr. Cleveland, October 29th.
Dude, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a hell of a time. You know, I've been talking about this whole after party for a long time. I really want to put something huge together because, like I said, we go out. I'm gonna go out with a bang. You know, just show all the competitors the love or whatever. And you know, whether they follow me to my next platform, I hope so. But like I said, I'm gonna leave the natural muscle with the bang. You know, I want the competitors to know they always got a place to compete, and I was to continue to support Jerry, no doubt. You know, put his flyers up and kind of share everything. You know, like I said, we were always friends. You know, so I'm gonna continue that going. But it's just time for a new chapter for me. Yeah,
I understand, man.
And I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Oh, dude, thank you so much.
Train hard and get a session with me soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my brother.
All right, take care.
Things on stage, got the whole crowd